Morning, everybody, and I'd like to open the meeting at 9:03. We have Councillor John Burkett and Councillor Brendan Seawright online. So with that, we'll head into confirmation of the minutes of the ordinary meeting on the 27th of November 2025. Councillor Brompton.
I move that the minutes of the ordinary meeting held on the 27th of November 2025 be confirmed.
Seconded by Councillor Davis. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
9-0. 8.1. Amendment of Council Resolution OM/11.2025/20. Do I have a mover? Councillor Vincent.
I move that Council amend resolution number OM 11.2025/20 to read as follows: that Council 1 approve the application to the Resource Recovery Boost Fund small online grant program for the project amount of $850,000 excluding GST for the purchase of a diesel-powered concrete crusher. 2, approve the inclusion of $85,000 excluding GST in Council's own source funds as the required 10% contribution to overall project cost, if successful, as a capital special project in the 2026-2027 financial year.
So it's just a date change? Yep. Just seconded by Councillor Brompton. Would you like to speak, Councillor?
Just to confirm that this is a date change to ensure that it goes into the next financial year rather than this financial year, just due to the announcement if we are successful on this grant.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
9-0. 10.1 LGAQ Notice of Special General Meeting 17th of December 2025. Consideration of proposed amendments to the Section 155 of the Local Government Act 2009. Do I have a mover? Councillor O'Neill.
I'll move that Council votes no, which will be no confirming its support of the state government's proposed amendment and no longer supports LGQ's current policy position on the issue.
Have a seconder? Councillor O'Neill. Oh, sorry, that is Councillor Hancock, sorry. Would you like to speak, Councillor?
Yeah, thanks very much, Mayor. I think the approach that's been put forward by the state government is the right one in general terms. I personally have a reservation when it comes to by-elections within a term of the local government, and if there was a need for a by-election in terms of a state electorate. But that's not what's being considered. It is ensuring that if you stand for local government in the March of the year in which a general election for local government is held, if you then turn around and are nominated to be a candidate yourself or for a political party at the state election in October of that same year, you would, at that nomination, cease to be a councillor of the local government in which you were elected to. I think that would be, in terms of the pub test in the court of public opinion, the right thing, because we would see an opportunity to use the platform as a local councillor to then stand for a further public office. And then that creates an issue with are there by-elections or no by-elections in terms of the councils if there is a positive result for that candidate. So I think this is a clear direction from the state, and on this occasion I think we should support it.
Anyone against? Anyone else like to speak? We'll go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
9-0. 11.1 Sale of land for overdue rates and charges. Councillor Brompton.
I move that Council resolves to A, sell the land listed in the below schedule for overdue rates or charges pursuant to Section 142 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, and B, delegate to the Chief Executive Officer its power to 1, give a notice of intention to sell the land to all interested parties under Section 143 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, and 2, take all further steps required under Section 141, 142, 143, 144, 145 and 146 of the Local Government Regulation 2012 to effect the sale of the land.
Have a seconder? Councillor Davis, would you like to speak, councillor?
Just to say, it's unfortunate we've got to this stage again. We've got an amount of overdue rates. We have been following due process. There's been ample time for these people to pay their rates, so we unfortunately have to move on to the next stage to pursue them.
I read that it's generally 3 years, that's right, isn't it? Between then and when we get to here. Yeah. All right. Anyone else?
Just through the mayor, I just wonder if we need, I'm not suggesting you read all of them out, Councillor Brumpton, and moving it, but just some reference in the resolution to the,
It says in the below schedule at A,
Yeah.
to sell the land listed in the below schedule.
so let's title it schedule.
Okay, I can see you. Happy with that amendment?
Yep. Everyone happy with that? Anyone else want to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes. Yes.
9-0. 11.2, monthly financial report as of the 31st of October 2025. Councillor Brumpton.
I'll go with this one again. I recommend that council note the monthly financial report for the period ended 31st of October 2025.
Councillor Brumpton, you recommend or you?
I recommend that council note I move.
That council.
It says officers' recommendations. I move that council, sorry.
Seconder. Councillor Davis. Did you want to say I move in that?
I did say I move, but that's, we don't normally write that, it's just what we say, yep. Just that council note the monthly.
Yep, okay. All good. Did you want to speak?
Yes, this came to us last meeting and asked for some clarity around some items, which I was happy with, but it looks like Councillor Vincent might have a query.
Oh, it might be just a typo, I think, on page 59 for the quarry. No, sorry, not the quarry. Operating internal revenue,
Sorry, what page?
sorry, 58. In the year-to-date actuals, it's got 51. But then over on 59, it's 541. So I just don't know if the 40s.
I'm just trying to find the page.
Was that
Sorry,
quarries or
it's
gravel
page-
pits or is it Roma quarry?
No, it's not. Yeah, quarries
Isn't
and gravel
quarries.
pits.
Yeah. Thank you.
Page 15 of 31. Sorry for you, maybe, Brett.
Yep,
Director
found it.
Brett.
Yep, so whereabouts, sorry?
And then on page 16, it's got 541.
So where am I? So, are you talking about internal revenue?
Total operating revenue. Internal revenue is 551.
In the actual column. It's the blue actual column.
Yeah, the blue actual column.
541 in quarry pits. And overall, yeah, it does look like a typo, doesn't it? So that does say the total for overall, so you'd expect it to be higher. It's missing a 4.
Yeah. Sorry, that was.
Well
all I
done,
had.
Councillor Vincent.
Well done. Yes, that's a good catch. It's a little one. Yes, that's clearly a typo.
We'll move with that amendment to that.
You shouldn't need to, but if you want to, I can. Fix a
No, it's
typo. for
wrong.
me.
We didn't accept it because that'll make will that make all the figures? Will that make that figures wrong?
Well, it's right on the second
2018.
page.
It's right everywhere
right
else.
on 16.
It's right everywhere else. Yeah.
So it's just with the correction.
Actually, I think
the
it
correction.
needs to be corrected.
You're right with that, councillor? Do you just want to read that again?
I move the council note the monthly financial report for the period ended 31st of October 2025, including a correction to the figures quoted on page 15 of 31. Internal revenue, year-to-date actual, should be 541,000.
Happy with that, councillor Davis?
Yep.
Right, and we've spoken, you're all good? Anyone else like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes. Yes.
9-0. 88. (12.1) Capital Project Funding Transfer Mason Park Fencing. Councillor Hancock.
I move that Council 1 approve the establishment of a new capital works project titled Nason Park Fencing Upgrade Surat. 2, approve the allocation of $35,000 from the existing capital works program transferred from the following projects: Capital Works Surat Pump Track Design, $31,000. Capital Works Nason Park Surat Barbecue, $4,000. 3, note that the Surat Pump Track Design will continue to proceed within the 25-26 financial year, being delivered and funded as part of the Works for Queensland funded priority open spaces planning project. 4, receive a further report or update at an upcoming quarterly budget review should additional funding be required to complete the barbecue installation in full.
Have a seconder. Councillor Vincent, would you like to speak, councillor?
Thanks, Madam Mayor. This has come off the back of some community feedback to our officers and to myself that the fencing around the Nason Park at the moment is only bollards, and so therefore kids can run out onto the highway. But the fencing around the playground has got the cool fencing, but the gate's quite obvious, quite often broken, and it's open. So it's just been an identified safety need for our community to actually probably remove that fencing around the playground and put it up and around the Nason Park to make that more safe for the little kids that actually go there and play in that park ground. I just want to acknowledge the staff for bringing this forward and finding some budget to be able to do it, and to have the foresight to hold off on a barbecue project that then might move to a different spot because we're going to fence another area, rather than doing a project and then finding out that in the long term it's in the wrong spot. So I just want to credit to our staff that they've actually had the foresight to do that and bring it to the council table and give us the option today to vote on it. And I hope that councillors will support it. It's a great project.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes. Yes.
9-0. 13.1 Roma Dog Park Upgrades. Councillor Davis.
Thank you. I'd like to move that Council 1 receives and notes the community feedback provided through Bark in the Park and the online survey. 2, endorses the project plan for turfing and irrigation. 1,000 metres squared at the Roma Dog Park. Thank you. 3, defers additional improvements including outdoor agility and play equipment to be considered.
It's the last one, Kel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'll just start the 3. Defers additional improvements including outdoor agility and play equipment to be considered. As part of the 26-27 budget considerations.
Question.
Just need a mover to see if it's.
Oh. Could I just have a quick question?
Can I get a seconder first?
I'm happy to second.
Councillor O'Neill seconds, yep.
Why are we not approving the West Wet quote?
I believe that's within the staff authority of financial delegations to do that. So because we didn't know what the project was, when we went out our budget, we put the 50,000. This is just council endorsing that as per the feedback that we've received and the in this room, that's what we're choosing to do.
So I guess the question is CEO, is that okay? We don't have to put that figure in there. The staff can just go and spend up to $50,000 if they want to on the budget.
Even if it's already gone to tender before we've endorsed the project plan? I suppose that's my question. Should.
It's not tender.
It's not tender.
Not tender, it's,
Yeah,
Quote.
so low.
yeah,
Just got the value of its quote, so,
so it's still okay, as long as we,
because it's actually a quote rather than,
yeah,
so,
yeah, so.
it's within the delegations of the staff, so.
Does
So is
anyone
it
have-
the intent of the motion to move the 50,000 to next year's budget?
No. It's already a budgeted amount for this financial year. The 3.3, it defers additional improvements, which was part of the survey, finished closely, the agility and play equipment or any future considerations.
So what we're doing with this motion is we're giving the staff the option to approve one of the quotes that we have received. Is that the intent of the motion? I'm a little bit
Well, in essence,
I'm a little bit unaware of what the intent of the motion is.
it's to approve the plan, which is to do irrigation and turf.
Okay. So don't we have the right then, and I'm happy with what's happening, but don't we have the right then in the budget deliberations in 26-27 to not put that 50,000 in the budget?
It'd be a new project.
It's not 50,000. The 50,000 is spent this year as adopted for the turf and irrigation. The future considerations is for 26-27.
Which we may or may not approve when we get to the budget.
When we get to the budget.
Yeah,
Like
which is
everything
agility
else.
items and play equipment.
The only potential carryover I can see is round
10,000.
figures, is $11,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, yeah.
I don't know why we're taking the 39 out, but anyway, that's...
I just got another question. So I see the intent is we're endorsing that and we're just telling the staff that we've already given them budget allocation, go and spend it accordingly.
Yeah.
But what I want to know is by point 3, so if the staff go out and accept the 39,307.68, there is still going to be some money left over. You know, we've given them $50,000 to do work there. There could be something else that they could purchase to be able to make it up to the $50,000. But we're saying nothing else should be purchased? We're deferring all
I'm
other
happy-
additional purchases?
I'm happy for that to come back in the coffers and for next year. Like, we come in under budget on projects all the time.
So was the budget allocation only for, in the budget allocation, was it only for turfing and irrigation? It was
No.
for nothing else?
Dog park improvements, that's why we went out to
Depending
survey.
on what the community wanted.
So it was for dog park improvements, so not just that. So why wouldn't we allow the staff then to do the turfing, the irrigation, and if they can spend up to the $50,000 on some other improvement, let them do it this year? We've got $50,000 already in the budget.
Councillor,
just-
may I answer the question through the chair? So if we look at the $40,000 expenditure that we've received in the quote, we also have some additional internal expenses. So improvements to the irrigation system to the actual dog park, which I believe is coming in at approximately $3,000, and then there's additional work which I don't have figures for, hence why it's not in the report, but there are additional expenses that actually, pardon me, bring us closer to that $50,000. This is just the lowest quote.
So you think that project is all we will get for that funding anyway, and.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, so that's information I didn't have,
Yeah.
so.
Councillor Davis.
Thank you. Can I just make the number 2, can we just get rid of the $ in front of the 1,000 metres squared?
Oh, yeah.
And my question, Officer Annie, was just with the 1,000 metres squared, is that taking out all the rock in the dog park? And what kind of, does that area get us? Will it all be grassed other than those trees that are on the left-hand side when you walk in?
Yeah, the approximate area will scale back from those trees, so they'll remain with the ground coverage that they do have, and then that 1,000 squares should, for the most part, cover that other area so that the stone is completely removed.
Yeah.
Anyone else like to speak? Councillor O'Neill.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. I'm supportive of this. I think the initiative has been good to hold a Bark in the Park event. I think having the survey has been a positive one because we've heard directly from the community what they would like to see in this asset, and we want it. For me, I want to see it used, and if this enhances dog owners to take their pets down there and use that facility, one that took a long time to get through council, I might add. But we got there in the end. Councillor Flynn and I were on council at the time. We got there, and if we can continue to improve it, then we should do that. And I think this is what this report suggests. I mean, we've already committed the $50,000 part of the budget. I think this is the right recommendation, that we are just simply endorsing the plan off the back of the survey and the feedback from the event. If it came in over $50,000, we'd absolutely have to be considering a dollar figure. But I think this is the right resolution, and given that it's quotes because it's under 200,000, it's not a tender. The staff have the delegation to make the decision.
Thank you. Anybody else like to speak? Would you like to sum-
I'd like to speak against the motion, and I'm not against the design or the proposal whatsoever, but I'm just concerned about the discussion with regard to funding, and I also note in reading the last page of the document that doesn't include GST, so the actual total price is only going to be 6,000 under. So I'm a little bit concerned about the fact that we are not doing the motion in the right way. But
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Would you like to sum up, Councillor?
Thank you. Yeah, this has been a great exercise. We've got some really good feedback back about our dog park and what people would like to see there. We did get 56 responses, which is awesome, of dog breeds and sizes, small, medium and large. It was a really good response rate. So happy to move this motion. I do acknowledge Councillor Flynn about his financials, but our budgets aren't adopted in GST. We're ex-GST all the time. And it does give staff a little bit of wriggle room should something come to light that, hasn't been accounted for. So I think this is a really good project and a step forward for dog owners across the region. So happy to support it.
Thank you, Councillor. Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes. Yes.
Against? 8-1. Thank you. 13.2, the big rig, inclusion of administration fees in council's fees and charges schedule. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Do I have a mover? Councillor Vincent.
I move that council approves the inclusion of the big rigs general public admission fees in the fees and charges schedule as outlined below.
Can I ask why it hasn't been in the fees and charges to date?
Chair,
You just enter the mic to
Sorry.
to online.
Yes, sorry, Mayor. We have no idea why it hasn't been included, to tell you the truth. We've picked it up as part of what we would normally be doing, coming to you with the Easter fees and charges, and we picked up that those other fees hadn't been included. I've had a chat as well with officers. We really should be including all our fees, including the Easter ones, when we adopt our fees and charges. I don't see why we need to bring it back to you for Easter and the country charges. So
All right, thank you.
just to try and capture it all now.
Sorry, I didn't ask for a seconder. Councillor Hancock.
I'm happy to second. I have
Happy
a
to
question
second?
too.
Yep, when you're ready.
So just wanting to clarify, the fees and charges that are in this table is what we charge now. We haven't increased any or done anything like that. Yep, happy to second, Madam Mayor.
Anybody else got any questions? Councillor Vincent like to speak?
Just this motion, as the Manager of Tourism clarified, is just an administrative one to get it into the fees and charges. We can change the fees and charges throughout the year, so it's good to be across the board with our fees and charges. So thank you to the team for bringing it forward today.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
9-0. Thank you. 13.3, application for community grants round 1, 2025-2026, 13.3. Councillor Seawright, were you declaring?
Yes, I was, thank you.
When you're ready.
I'd like to declare an interest on item 13.3, application for community grants round 1, 2025-2026. Declaring council is myself, Councillor Brendan Seawright. The person with the interest is myself and my wife, Kristen Seawright. Particulars of interest, I am the president and my wife, Kristen, is the secretary of the Wallumbilla Agricultural and Pastoral Association, who submitted an application to this round of community grants. It is a prescribed conflict of interest and I will leave the room while the matter is discussed and voted on.
Thank you. Councillor Vincent?
I'd declare a conflict of interest on item 13.3, application for community grants round 1, 2025-2026. Declaring councillor is myself, Jane Vincent. The person with the interest is Fiona Vincent. Fiona is, my sister-in-law Fiona is the secretary of the Injune Retirement Village and admin of Injune Early Learning Centre, who are both listed in the report.
What are you doing?
What are you doing
Oh,
with it?
sorry. It's a declarable conflict of interest and I will leave the room while the matter is discussed and voted on.
Thank you. All right.
I apologise, but I will have a conflict of interest. I wasn't aware that there was a grant in there that I would have had a conflict with, but I see now and can close more closely that there is. The description of the heading is an application for community grants round 1, 25-26. The declaring councillor is myself, Peter Flynn. The person with a related interest is myself. The particular interest is that I am chairman of an organisation, that one of the organisations mentioned as a major grant recipient is an affiliate of that particular organisation, the Roman District Rugby League, and I will declare it as a prescribed conflict of interest and leave the room while the matter has been discussed and voted on.
Which organisation was it?
Cities Rugby League Football Club.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And Councillor Flynn, you're chair of what, so it can be kept?
Roman, I thought I said Roman District Rugby
You
League.
didn't. You just said of an organisation.
Okay.
Sorry, Councillor Flynn, could you repeat your chairman of?
Roman District Rugby League. Yeah.
And the organisation is an affiliate, was the wording, Kel?
All right, so happy for you to leave the room when you're ready. And Councillor Seawright will give you a text when it's time to come back.
Yes, thank you very much.
No worries. Councillor Vincent, Councillor Flynn and Councillor Seawright have left the room. Do I have a mover? Councillor Hancock.
I move that Council 1 endorse the assessment panel's recommendations. No, I move that Council approve the following community grants program applications for payment. Scenic Small Grants, Saloon Car Club of Roma and District, canteen equipment upgrades, 4,350. QCWA Jackson Brandt's Connections for Barbecue Hut, 4,032. Roma and District Family History Society Inc. new photocopier, $4,692. Indian Retirement Village Inc. outdoor barbecue dining, $1,640. Roma and District Motorcycle Club purchased pallet forks, $1,800. Baringa Action Group essential equipment upgrade for Baringa Action Group, $4,294. Mitchell State School P&C production of banners to promote activities, $2,088. Wallumbilla Hospital Auxiliary Love the Skin You're In, $5,000, totaling $27,896 for the Senex small grants. And the major grants is Cities Rugby League Football Club, enhancement of clubhouse facility, $7,458. Roma Touch Association, upgrading Roma Touch Oval Sprinkler System, $7,755. In June Early Learning Centre, Cool Happy Feet, $9,856. Begonia Golf and Sports Club, Begonia Hall Accessibility Path Upgrade, $8,100. Let's Dance Subgroup, Surat Mini Show Day, $8,132. Wallumbilla Agricultural and Pastoral Association, Building Up Billa Show, $6,740. Maranoa Wildlife Caring and Education Centre, Enhancing Wildlife Rescue and Rehabilitation, $5,980. Total of $54,021 for the major grants. 2. Allocate funds from GL 2887.2244.2001 community grants.
Seconder, Councillor Davis. Would you like to speak, Councillor?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd just like to say that there were some really great applications again this year for our community grants. This is the first time that we're rolling out with our new policy. So community is still getting used to how the new policy is running, but on that basis, we've still had quite a few great grants put in front of us. It's really great to see the variety of grants that are coming through, and how council's been able to assist the community with these projects. And it is a partnership between community and council, and we see figures here, but we know that by the time the community puts their figures on top of it, that's far more money going to our local community than what we see on this piece of paper. So I'd just like to congratulate the community for keeping on partnering with us and applying for the grants. This is the correct way of getting funding from council, and we love to see them come through. Thanks to our staff for all their hard work with supporting community to apply for grants, getting them across the line and putting it forward so they've got their best foot forward when they're applying for these grants. So thanks to the team for that.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Councillor Davis.
Thank you. I did sit on the grant assessment panel, and it was really good to test our newly adopted policy. The ease to read through and what the community groups were wanting was amazing and to the point. So really happy to see that there is things in there from sport to early childcare and across the board to equipment. There are some unsuccessful applications, but staff will be reaching out to, council staff will be providing feedback, and if they weren't successful this time, maybe they another grant, or that they could improve their application next time. So I'd encourage them all to have that conversation with their local LDOs, and thank you to staff.
Yeah, I was on the panel too, and I thought it was really good. Thanks to Neil. It was really well. It was easy, which was nice. All right. Anyone else like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
6-0. Could someone just text Brendan for me, please?
You're on it.
Yep.
Morning, Danielle. Hello. We just wait for Councillor Seawright. And there he is. All good. 13.4, development application, material change of use, dwelling house, domestic outbuilding, 31 to 35 Alice Street, Mitchell, reference 2025/21629. Do I have a mover? Councillor Brumpton.
I move that the development application for a material change of use dwelling house domestic outbuilding located at 31 to 35 Alice Street, Mitchell, properly described as Lot 3 on RP 27443, be approved subject to the listed conditions and general advice.
Have a seconder, councillor Vincent. Would you like to speak, councillor? Would anyone like to speak? We'll go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
9-0. 13.5, development application, material change of use, dwelling house, domestic outbuilding, 19 to 23 Alice Street, Mitchell, reference 2025/21627. It's all happening in Mitchell, isn't it? Councillor Davis.
I move that the development application for material change of use dwelling house, domestic outbuilding located at 19 to 23 Alice Street, Mitchell, properly described as Lot 46 on M15110, be approved subject to the listed conditions and general advice.
Seconder. Councillor Brumpton. Would you like to speak, councillor?
No, thank you.
Anyone like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
9-0. Thank you. 14.1, memorandum of understanding, Give It and Maranoa Regional Council. Do I have a mover? Councillor Davis.
I move that council authorise the chief executive officer or delegate to enter into a memorandum of understanding with Give It to remain in effect until terminated by either party for the purpose of assisting council and the community during the recovery phase of a disaster within the Maranoa region.
Have a seconder. Councillor Vincent. Just have a
question.
Oh, yeah, here you go.
I don't understand what Give It is. Is it a not-for-profit? Is it a commercial entity? There was no detail about, I mean, it talks about what it does, but what's its governance arrangement?
Yeah, through the chair, I'd have to find out the exact governance arrangement of Give It, obviously, but I'm happy to come back to you with that detail if you need that to make a decision there. Probably to be fair, yeah, probably haven't looked at if you need an exact, is it a not-for-profit or that, I'll just have to do a quick ABN search to find that detail. And
She did present at our councillor mayor's dinner, and that's when Rob she gave us a piece of paper to sign and whatever to go through. And basically, it doesn't replace the Red Cross. That's our primary call, I guess. And I think Councillor Brumpton, it's just like people donate online.
It's a virtual warehouse.
It's a virtual warehouse. That's what we're looking for. But
Is it?
I remember a discussion
It's a
about it,
not-for-profit.
yeah.
it's definitely a not-for-profit. I'm pretty sure.
Just donations like up north there when they had the big cyclones up north there, what they found they were getting inundated with a lot of mattresses and stuff that people couldn't really use, and all it was doing was creating another issue where the council up there were having to probably dispose of it at landfill, and people were probably donating stuff that wasn't really of use. So this is like a virtual warehouse, but people can donate and give it through their agreement, can liaise with the local councils there to about what's needed. They could look at it online and
Like if we need 10 mattresses, there's 10 mattresses, but we don't need 100 mattresses. So, yeah, she was very impressive, I thought.
Yeah, I've just had a quick look while the discussion's been on. Yeah, definitely not for profit, but as both Mayor and CEO have mentioned, in a disaster activation situation, it's fantastic that people want to donate to help, but what it does do is put a huge amount of logistical effort on the staff that are trying to respond to the disaster. Give It's a great example where you can channel all that well-intended effort to resources that can help with that. So it's get it in place early so that when and if we need it, we can just pull on it straight away. We're not trying to establish arrangements there and then. So,
and a lot of local councils, from memory, because I was there at that meeting too, have arrangements with this charity now.
Yeah. All right. Okay. My question was, the Red Cross is still our number one backup, isn't it?
Yeah, we still have an MOU with them, and when it just in terms with their disaster management plan and our MOUs, how they.
Yeah, definitely. And in a disaster situation, Give It would work very closely with the likes of the Red Cross. They might actually they would collaborate in a recovery situation. disaster management's all about making sure the right skill set is aligned with the need. If Red Cross is the right skill set, they would focus on what their people bring to the situation, and GIVIT would possibly be the logistical coordinator of donations. Red Cross actually might help disperse that to people that are coming to them. So it'd be just a fairly collegiate approach. So.
Thanks, Cam. All right. Who was moving that? Who moved that?
Me.
Councillor Davis, did you want to speak?
Thank you. I think it's all been said, but I will tag on, having been through 3 floods myself. I think that this is a great way for local government to get on with their job and assist, and also partner with these professional organisations that are able to deliver the help where it's needed. So I'm happy to support this motion.
Yeah. Anyone else like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
9-0. Thank you.
Late open.
Was that late?
Yep, 2 in the late open.
Can I just ask a question? I'm having trouble loading my off my phone. I don't want to keep switching in and out of my computer, but I've got a conflict, but I just can't remember the number. It's in the I'm pretty sure it's in the closed. CEO Rob, that one I was asked.
I think LC1. Is that the application for permit to occupy road reserve adjoining? Oh no, it's a
Higgery
Lane one. Yep.
Yeah, just so I can send that through. Sorry.
Yep.
It's just not only one out of the 4 agendas are loading on my phone for some reason, but.
Yeah,
Down to L1 for so
it's in the confidential.
Yep.
So.
Are you right then, Councillor Burkett?
Oh, I was just going to send it to Kel. That was all. I just needed the name, the number, and the title.
C3, John. Councillor Burkett.
Yeah.
The title is Tender 26025, lease of council-owned land, Lot 2 on DUB 5333.
Page 32.
He's going to remember that.
Yeah, I just got tender. That was it. I'll
text it to you.
And
I'll text it to you.
on me, yeah, thanks, mate. On me council phone would be good. Thank you.
Is that the one you sent?
C3.
Yep.
All right. CEO's going to send it through.
Thank you.
L1.
We're starting with L1.
Upcoming deputations and briefing topics, councillor briefings, January 2026. Do I have a mover? Councillor Davis.
I move that Council 1 receive and note the officers' report as presented with the inclusion of the economic development strategy. Investment prospectus. Thank you, Councillor Hancock. We've got a few on the go. 2, consider and advise of any conflicts of interest.
Yes, I'm about to, it's written here.
I'll second that.
Councillor Brumpton.
I have already declared a conflict of interest at the ordinary meeting of the 27th of November 2025 in relation to the briefing topic Community Benefit Fund rate and rating, renewable energy. It was just held over to a January meeting.
Councillor Davis, are you right, Councillor Hancock?
Sorry, I'm just querying, we've just crossed out point 2, whereas it should be in. Yeah, and then I'm just wondering, yep, that's fine, just, yeah, I was just concerned it was.
All good?
Now, can I question whether it actually needs to be in there at all. We're not the council consider and advise of any conflict.
It's
That's
up
the
to the
reason it's
officer.
come to us.
Yeah, it's up to the officer though, then, isn't it, to declare a
It's up to the councillor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
council?
Receive
Yeah, okay.
and note the officer's report as presented with the inclusion of the investment prospectus.
The reason
Yeah,
for
but-
it being here
Yeah.
is so that we can declare conflicts
That's right.
for them
For
to come
future.
up.
We went through this last
No,
time.
I'm aware of that. I just don't think it needs to be in a resolution to say that. We're not moving to say we consider and
That
advise any
council-
conflicts.
Yeah.
We will do it in the course of
you advising them.
Councillor Davis, do you want in or out?
We're onto it now. I'll take it out. I'm okay because I think it calls on the councillors to do that at that stage.
You happy with that, councillor Brompton?
So by receiving and noting,
Yeah.
the matter at hand is we're just receiving and noting a report, so that's going to happen on those dates.
That's right.
So is that when so we need to say that we'll have a conflict on those dates?
Yeah. The reason is if you think you're going to have a conflict and want to stay in the room,
Now, you are to declare them today if you think there's a conflict in that list, but that's not for us to resolve.
are you good?
I'm good.
You're right. Is
Was
everybody
it then
good?
last time?
So what's, because
Through you, Mayor.
obviously the
it
report has
wasn't
changed since we had a discussion
prompted it
on during the week.
following
And
advice.
now I would have a conflict of interest in that report.
What's changed, councillor?
Well, item Rebungle Street Ovals was not in the original report.
But you've already
But
declared that.
You asked for it to come back.
I did, well,
Yeah, so that's why it's in there.
So now, Councillor
no,
Flynn,
I
today,
explained
Yeah.
at that meeting that I couldn't ask for it because I
Yeah.
had a conflict of interest.
that's right. So today, you would declare.
Yeah, well,
If you
that's
want to
why
stay
I'm
in the
asking
room.
that question.
Or
Well, I'd be the same then if it's going back
Yeah,
to the.
Burko's the same.
Yeah.
So are you?
But isn't it the whole purpose of seeing this is if you want to declare to stay in the room for the briefing and when it comes to council? So
Yep.
isn't that what this is about?
Yes.
Or have I got the wrong lean on it?
No, it is given this.
So councillor Flynn will leave the room when we have that discussion, so there's no need for him to ask now.
Correct.
Have I got that right?
Yeah, that's right. We had this discussion. So the whole purpose of the report was we were getting to briefings there where we had issues where there was a declarable conflict of interest and the council wanted to stay in the room. There was no avenue for council to vote on
If they could.
stay in the room. So the way around that was we thought we would run the monthly ones in advance, put it up to a council meeting. If there was an item on that list that council had a declarable conflict of interest, they wanted to stay in the room, they could express it and their council could vote on it here and now to
Here
see if
and
they
now.
wanted to stay in the room. And then that way, when we came to a brief, the matter had already been dealt with because you can't vote on something at a brief without calling a special meeting. What came out of the last meeting was it wasn't the declarable one, it was the prescribed ones where councillors had to get out of the room, and the question was raised was, on that list, if I have a prescribed conflict of interest, it's not a problem in the brief, I know I have to get out of the room, but can I actually vote on the actual receiving and noting the upcoming monthly brief? So last month we had one councillor who had a prescribed one and we had to take some advice on that, so they obviously as a precaution, left the room. We had received advice from the department to say, well, no, the matter all you are is receiving and noting the report, and that is the matter at hand. You're not actually dealing with that. So their opinion was that the councillor, if they have a prescribed conflict of interest at the brief, they must leave the room, obviously. But in terms of this one, you're only just adopting the actual schedule for the month. If the matter at hand is you're receiving no report, so they didn't believe there was a conflict of interest in that case. Has been requested by council that I'll probably take just further advice from King and Company just to clarify that. That's the local government solicitors as well to make sure that there too. But the initial advice from the department was you're only receiving and noting the report, that's the matter at hand, but has been requested that we seek further advice from King and Company as well.
So on that, Rob, is that why that second point was put in there, that was where the declaration of conflicts occurred rather than prior to the report itself?
Yep.
Because you didn't have a conflict with the report itself.
That was what I was getting to.
You've got a conflict with the briefings that are coming forward.
Correct.
So it was the option to declare.
That's right. Otherwise, you don't have a conflict with just receiving and
And
noting
noting
a
a
report.
report, that's right.
That's what I was trying to say before.
But it's not, as a council, we don't resolve to consider and advise of any conflicts. That's up to the individual to raise that.
But shouldn't we, that council.
It's just be a matter of course that if you think you've got a conflict in that list that you want to stay in the room,
Yep.
Yeah.
you draw that out now.
Yep.
That's not for us to resolve to say,
Yeah, but Councillor Flynn is not going to ask to stay in the room for that. He's going to go out. So there's no need, is there?
based on the department's advice,
Yeah.
but we're obviously waiting on other advice.
Yeah, right. So for the matter at hand right now, Councillor Davis and Brompton, are you happy with that?
I am, yep.
Yep. Does anyone want to speak?
I'll give it a go. It has been really good to try and workshop this around, and the best way that we can do it that is fair and transparent and supportive of, community. So we haven't got all the answers yet, but we're certainly heading in the right place. So happy to support.
All right, on that note, we'll go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
9-0. L2, overflow accommodation options for Bassett Park. I have a conflict on L2. Overflow accommodation options for Bassett Park. The declaring councillor is Councillor Wendy Taylor. The person of interest is Kylie Johnson, my daughter. Kylie owns a motel in Roma. It's a prescribed conflict of interest, and I'll leave the room while the matter is discussed and voted on.
Thank you.
Okay, the mayor's left the room, so it's L2 overflow accommodation options for Bassett Park. Is there a mover? There is. Councillor Hancock.
I'm going to change it a little bit, Carol. I move that council investigate suitable accommodation, location options. That council investigate suitable accommodation and location options and associated costings for developing overflow accommodation facilities at Bassett Park. Two, a report be brought back to council via a briefing so that the project can be considered in the 26-27 budget deliberations.
Thanks, Councillor Hancock.
Got too many hands there, but
Do you want to read it again?
Put a comma in after accommodation
Yeah.
and location options.
can I just want to get rid of one of the ands. Yeah. That council investigate suitable accommodation, location options and associated costings for developing overflow accommodation facilities at Bassett Park, at or around Bassett Park. Two, a report be brought back to council via a briefing so that the project can be considered in the 2026-27 budget deliberations.
Thanks, Councillor Hancock. Is there a seconder? There is. Councillor Vinson. Does the mover wish to speak?
I do, thank you. By no means is this to be in competition with local business. This council supports local business, but visitor accommodation Roma is often insufficient during large-scale events, particularly sporting events that require group lodging for participating teams. Exploring the feasibility of utilising Bassett Park or areas around Bassett Park as an overflow accommodation site may provide a practical solution to alleviate these pressures and enhance the visitor experience during peak periods. The intent of this solution is not to go into competition with local business, but to offer a solution for accommodation once they are booked out.
Speaker against? Further speaker for? There is. Councillor Vinson.
Yes, thank you to Councillor Hancock for bringing this one forward. We've had many conversations about this. Whether it comes back as a permanent or temporary solution for us during this time, for me, it's definitely not to go into competition with our other businesses. At last resort when all accommodation is taken up, but we do need to look at some way that we can continue to support our sporting events, and other large-scale events that really put pressure on the accommodation that we've got available.
Thanks, Councillor Vincent. Any further speakers? There's not. I'll put the. You want to sum up?
Yeah.
It's camping accommodation
It's,
or a mixture or.
it's like dongers, like,
Okay, yep, and we can bring that, we can bring a range of options back, and
Yeah,
it's coming
yeah.
via a brief, so
Yeah.
that's fine, yep.
thank you. Just quickly to sum up, we know that this could work. This idea could work in the practical because we already do it when it comes to our caravan parks. When our existing caravan parks are all full, we then open up Bassett Park as a overflow. So the model is to be something very similar to that, is our intent. And look, Roma is, we want it to be a place where people come, hold events. Great big sporting events is only getting more and more. Councillor Flynn is up to his neck in all these exciting sporting events that are coming through. We just want to be able to accommodate the people so that we can grow our region. The economic development that comes from those events is really essential for our towns, not only Roma, but it filters out into our smaller towns as well. So, yeah, I'd just like to look forward to some of the options that will come forward for us.
Thanks, Councillor Hancock. I'll put the motion. Those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
Carried 8-0.
Are we up to confidential?
Yes, we are. Yep.
Yes. Has anyone got any conflicts before we go into close?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I do too.
Who's first?
I do.
Whoever Kel has on the list.
I do.
Councillor Burkett, you want to go first for C3?
Yes, I've got to declare a conflict of interest on item C3, tender 26025, lease of council-owned land, lot 2 on DUB 5333. Declaring council as myself, party of interest is myself. Particulars of interest is one of the applicants listed in the report has children on my school bus run. It's a declarable conflict of interest, and I will leave the room while the matter is discussed and voted on.
Thank you. Councillor O'Neill, C4?
Item C4, description, Australia Day Awards 2026, Roma. Declaring councillor as myself, Councillor Cameron O'Neill. Person with the interest is myself. Particulars of the interest, Debbie Jopic is a nominee listed in the report and is a friend and neighbour. The type of conflict is a declarable conflict of interest. And although I have a declarable conflict of interest, I do not believe a reasonable person could have a perception of bias. Therefore, I will choose to remain in the meeting. However, I will respect the decision of the meeting on whether I can remain and participate in the decision.
Someone got words? Councillor Davis.
I move that it is in the public interest that Councillor O'Neill participates and votes on agenda item C4 because a reasonable person would trust that the decision is made in the public interest.
Seconder, Councillor Brompton. All those in favour?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
I can't vote either.
It's
And
a different,
nothing
yours is
Oh,
different.
sorry. Yeah, yes.
You're on, you're
Oh, true.
C5.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I did all that in my head, and then you buggered me up. So I've got 8-0, yes, right. C5, which is Councillor Hancock.
I'd like to declare an interest. C5, Australia Day Awards 2026, Surat. Declaring councillors Joanne Hancock. And I have mucked that up, Kel, so person with interest should be myself. And then I'll put down particulars of interest. Marie Murray is a family friend. And mentioned in the report. declarable conflict of interest, and I'm going to leave the room while the matter is discussed.
Thank you. C7, Councillor Vincent.
I'd like to declare a conflict of interest on C.7, Australia Day Awards 2026 in June, declaring councillor is myself. The person with interest or related party is Janice Humphreys, Violet Humphreys and Cultural Heritage in June Preservation Society. My mother, Janice Humphreys, is Secretary of CHIPS and Violet is my niece. Janice, CHIPS and Violet have been nominated for awards. It is prescribed conflict of interest and I will leave the room while the matter is discussed and voted on.
C8, Councillor Seawright.
I would like to declare a conflict of interest on item C8, Australia Day Awards 2026, Wallumbilla Yilbar. The declaring council is myself, Brendan Seawright. The persons of interest is myself and my wife, Kristen Seawright, Lorraine and Leslie Cormack. Myself, the particulars of interest is myself, my wife, Kristen Seawright, Lorraine and Leslie Cormack, who are members of the Wallumbilla Agricultural and Pastoral Association, of which I'm the president of, are mentioned in the report. Type of conflict is a prescribed conflict of interest, and I will leave the room while the matter is discussed and voted on.
Thank you. LC3, Councillor Hancock.
LC3, description tender 26014, Wallumbilla Swimming Pool Management Agreement. Declaring councillors Joanne Hancock. Person with interest should be myself. Particulars of interest is Melissa Sutton, who was mentioned in the report. Handed out my how to vote cards on election day, and she has addressed our relationship in the report for councillors' consideration. Type of conflict, declarable conflict of interest. Action, although I have a declarable conflict of interest, I do not believe a reasonable person could have a perception of bias. Therefore, I will choose to remain in the meeting. However, I will respect the decision of the meeting or whether I can remain and participate in the decision.
Anybody got any words? Councillor.
I move that it is in the public interest that Councillor Hancock participates and votes on agenda item LC3 because a reasonable person would trust that the decision is made in the public interest.
Seconder, Councillor Vincent. All those in favour?
Yes.
I don't think you can.
I can't vote. I can't vote, Wendy, because I've suddenly decided that I didn't declare that conflict either.
Sorry, Councillor?
I can't vote because I suddenly decided that I have a conflict there as well.
Oh, you got to declare. Sorry, didn't realise that.
Yeah.
It's not. You're not on my list. Okay.
No, I didn't. I missed that one. I apologise.
No, that's okay. All those in favour, we're up to. So I've got 7-0.
Yep.
All good.
Just need to hear Councillor Burkett.
Oh, Councillor Burkett?
Yes.
7-0. Councillor Seawright?
I'd like to declare a conflict of interest on item LC3, tender 26014, Wallumbilla Swimming Pool Management Agreement. The declaring council is myself, Brendan Seawright. The particulars, persons with interest is myself, and my children. I'm just trying to think of which kids do the swimming lessons.
Do you want to ask your wife?
Nah, that's right. Myself and my children, Isabel Seawright and Thomas Seawright.
Do you get swim lessons, do you?
No, I'd drown, man. Just push my head under. Particulars of interest is Isabel and Thomas received swimming lessons from Mel.
Sutton?
Do we name her in here? Mel Sutton?
Melissa
Melissa Sutton. It is a declarable conflict of interest. Although I have a declarable conflict of interest, I do not believe a reasonable person could have a perception of bias. Therefore, I will choose to remain in the meeting. However, I will respect the decision of the meeting on whether I can remain and participate in the decision.
Somebody with words. Councillor Davis?
I move that it is in the public interest that Councillor Seawright participates and votes on agenda item LC3 because a reasonable person would trust that the decision is made in the public interest.
Seconded by councillor Brumpton. All those in favour?
Yes.
7-0. All right, somebody like to move us into closed? Councillor O'Neill.
I'll move in accordance with the provisions of section 254J3 of the Local Government Regulation 2012. The council resolved to close the meeting to the public to discuss confidential items that its councillors consider as necessary to close the meeting. In accordance with section 254J5 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, the following table provides the matters to be discussed, an overview of what it is to be discussed while the meeting is closed. C1, Roma Sayards Memorial Wall. C2, Tender 26008, lease and operation of the Roma Sayards Cafe Food and Beverage Service. C3, Tender 26025, lease of council-owned land, Lot 2 on DUB 5333. C4, Australia Day Awards 2026 Roma. C5, Australia Day Awards 2026 Surat. C6, Australia Day Awards 2026 Mitchell. C7, Australia Day Awards 2026 Injune. C8, Australia Day Awards 2026 Wallumbilla Yulbar Jackson. C9, Guida Laycock Park Master Plan. C10, Surat Recreation Grounds Master Plan. LC1, application for permit to occupy road reserving adjoining Lot 2 on MNG13 and Lot 4 on MNG21, application for trustee lease over Lot 5 on MNG13. LC2, survey costs in case road off alignment Lot 11 on SP353677. LC3, tender 26014, Wallumbilla Swimming Pool Management Agreement. LC4, tender 26009, lease of operation childcare centre 85 to 91 Bowen Street, Roma. LC5, tender 26028, grazing of paddocks, Dargle Road, former police paddocks. That's it.
That's it. Have a seconder? Councillor Davis. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
9-0. We're in closed. All right, C1, Roma Saleyards Memorial Hall. Do I have a mover? Councillor Brumpton.
I move that Council 1, receive and approve nominations for candidate C, Colin John Brooks, and candidate F, Jeff Thompson, for individual plaques on the Roma Saleyards Memorial Wall. 2, receive and decline the nomination for candidates A, B and D as they have not met the criteria. 3, receive and request additional information for candidate E to further assess the significant contribution to the Roma Saleyards.
Seconder. Councillor Vincent, would you like to speak, councillor?
Yes, just to say that it's nice to see some further applications coming through for nominations on the wall. I suppose with the declining of the nominations, we've realised that we need to continue to do some more work on strengthening the information that we give to nominees so that we are clear on what we're looking for on the wall. So we'll look at that in a future council meeting to make sure that we're actually advertising this more easily to understand.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
9-0. C2, tender 26008, lease and operation of the Roma Saleyards Cafe, food and beverage service. Councillor Davis.
Thank you. I'd like to move that Council 1 accept ASRAG Group, Pty Ltd for tender 26008, lease and operation of the Roma Saleyards Cafe, food and beverage service for the tendered lease rate of $27,600 per annum, excluding GST. 2, authorise the Chief Executive Officer or delegate to negotiate and execute the lease for the period of 3 years with an option to for a further 2 times 1 year option.
Seconder.
Can I just check? I think you said RAG rather than RAJ.
Oh, sorry. I'll say it all again. I move that Council 1 accept ASRAJ Group Pty Ltd for tender 26008, lease and operation of the Roma Salyards Cafe, food and beverage service for the tendered lease rate of $27,600 per annum, excluding GST. 2, authorise the Chief Executive Officer or delegate to negotiate and execute the lease for a period of 3 years with an option for a further 2 by 1 year option.
Seconder, councillor Brompton. Would you like to speak, councillor?
No.
Anyone like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
9-0. C3, tender 26025, lease on council-owned land, lot 2 on DUB 5333. Have a mover?
I'll just leave the
Oh,
room.
sorry.
There.
Yep, sorry, thank you. Councillor Burkett, you're still there?
He's left his room.
He's left the room, but he's left himself up there.
We're gonna have
You
to
just,
ring-
you can just, you can,
I'm good.
you just need to drop off, councillor Burkett.
Are you dropping off?
Oh, sorry, I was in the lounge room. I just heard Burkett. Sorry. Yeah, I'll go. Right.
You drop off. Yeah, he's gone. Okay. Councillor Burkett has left the screen. Do I have a mover? Councillor Vincent.
I move that Council 1 accept the tender submitted by JB and Sons Proprietary Limited for tender 26025, lease of lot 2 on DUB 5333, Piggery Road, Mitchell, for grazing purposes. 2, authorise the Chief Executive Officer or delegate to enter into final negotiations with JB and Sons Proprietary Limited and execute the lease for a period of 3 years.
Seconder. Councillor Brompton. Would you like to speak, councillor?
No, I'm all good, thank you.
Anyone like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
8-0. C4, Australia Day Awards.
Better get Burkett.
Oh,
I'll
sorry.
text him.
Somebody text him?
Yeah, I have.
Councillor Burkett is back in the room. C4,
Roger.
Australia Day Awards 2026 Roma. Do I have a mover? Councillor Vincent.
I move that Council approve the recommendations of the assessment panel for the 2026 Australia Day Award recipients for Roma.
Have a seconder. Councillor Davis, would you like to speak, councillor?
I'd just like to thank all the people that have taken the time to nominate volunteers and groups around the Roma region for the Australia Day Awards next year.
Anyone else like to speak? Councillor Hancock.
I too would just like to acknowledge the work that goes behind putting in nominations. But as we come to a, sorry, someone is trying to ring me on my iPad. As we move forward, we've separated these out into different towns to manage our conflicts. But I just want to note, Mayor, that we will see as we go through this that there is need for more nominations for Young Citizen of the Year awards and for our Senior Sports People awards. So I just want to encourage our community to get behind these awards. There is plenty of amazing people out there doing some really great stuff, and we just are looking for more nominations across those categories. I'm only bringing this up at Roma so we don't say that for everyone following.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? We'll go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
9-0. C5, Australia Day Awards 2026 Surat.
I have a conflict.
Councillor Hancock is leaving the room. Councillor O'Neill.
I'll move the council approve the recommendations of the assessment panel for the 2026 Australia Day Award recipients for Surat.
Seconder, Councillor Brompton. Would you like to speak,
No,
councillor?
thank you.
Anyone like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
8-0. Councillor Hancock is back in the room. C6, Australia Day Awards 2026, Mitchell.
Yeah, I'd like to move, Mayor.
When you're ready, thank you, Councillor Burkett.
I'd like to move that Council approve the recommendations of the assessment panel for the 2026 Australia Day Award recipients for Mitchell.
Seconder, Councillor O'Neill. Would you like to speak, Councillor?
Just echo Councillor Hancock's words. In some categories in Mitchell, there was really good nominations number-wise, and but lacking in a couple of others. So it would be good to get a broad cross-section done next time. But thanks to all the staff and my fellow councillors who conducted the panel.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
9-0. 47. C7, Australia Day Awards 2026 in June. Councillor Vincent's going to leave the room. Councillor Brompton.
Move the council approve the recommendations of the assessment panel for the 2026 Australia Day Award recipients for in June.
Seconder, Councillor Davis. Would you like to speak, Councillor? Anyone like to speak? Go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
8-0. Councillor Vincent is back. C8, Australia Day Awards 2026, Wallumbilla Yulbar.
I'll just leave the room, Mayor.
Thank you. Councillor Seawright is leaving the room. Councillor Hancock.
I move that council approve the recommendations of the assessment panel for the 2026 Australia Day Award recipients for Wallumbilla and Yulbar.
Seconder, Councillor Vincent. Anyone like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
8-0. Someone could just text.
Have.
Oh, you have? Oh, okay. Wonderful.
Back on.
Councillor Seawright is back. C9, Guida, I don't know how to say that word. Guida, Laycock Park Master Plan. Councillor Vincent.
I'd like to move that council endorse the draft Guida Laycock Park Master Plan for the purpose of community consultation, and 2, progress the project to community consultation with a report outlining feedback from the consultation to be presented to a future meeting of council.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Brompton. Would you like to speak, Councillor?
I would. This is very exciting for me. This has been a project that's been on and off the council's radar for about 6 years now, so it's going to be very exciting for the community to finally see a draft plan go out. So I think the community is really looking forward to it. So hopefully my fellow councillors will support this one today.
I'm sure they will. Anyone else like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
Look at that, 9-0. C10, Surat Recreation Grounds Master Plan. Councillor Hancock.
I move that Council 1 endorse the draft Surat Recreation Grounds Master Plan for the purpose of community consultation, and 2, progress the project to community consultation with a report outlining feedback from the consultation to be presented to a future meeting of council.
Seconded by Councillor O'Neill. Would you like to speak, Councillor?
Thank you. I'm excited about this. This is a project that I brought to the table from feedback from our community, and I'm excited for it to be developed in the way that it has been developed, and through great work of our staff, and can't wait to see it go out to community consultation so that they can have a say over it. It's more about, so we've got some idea of the area down there so that when things pop up, we're just not putting things higgledy-piggledy down there. So we've actually got designated areas that are for designated projects.
Very good. Anyone else like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
9-0. On to the late LC1, application for permit to occupy road reserve adjoining Lot 2 on MNG 13 and Lot 4 on MNG 21. Application for trustee lease over Lot 5 on MNG 13. Do I have a mover? Councillor Vincent.
I move that Council 1 offer no objection to the application for a permit to occupy over road reserve adjoining Lot 2 on MNG 13 and Lot 4 on MNG 2021 for the purpose of grazing on the condition that no fences or other structures are placed on the road reserve. 2, as road manager, authorise the use of the land to be dealt with under the Land Act 1994 by the Department of Natural Resources and Mines, Manufacturing and Regional and Rural Development. 3, authorise the Chief Executive Officer or Delegate to sign Part C statement in relation to an application under the Land Act 1994 over state land in respect to this application. 4, agrees to enter into a trustee lease over Lot 5 on MNG 13, being Carroll Stockroot Water Facility, with Hughes Holding and Investments for a period of 5 years, on the condition that no objection is received from the adjoining landholder. Only one. 5, authorise the Chief Executive Officer or Delegate to enter into negotiations and execute the trustee lease.
Seconded by councillor Brompton. Would you like to speak, councillor?
No, I'm all good.
Anyone like to speak? Are you right, councillor Hancock?
Just with councillor Vincent's comment, just where it says on the condition that no objection received from the adjoining landholder, when you said just one, that's not one objection, that's just one landholder.
One landholder.
Okay, just, sorry.
Yeah, I didn't know if I need to have an S on the end.
Okay, beautiful.
All right, with that, we'll go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
9-0. LC2, survey costs and Case Road off alignment lot 11 on SP 353677. Councillor Brompton.
I move that council reimburse the landholder $17,500 plus GST for costs associated with survey work to establish a road reserve to existing roads within lot 11 on SP 353677, subject to the provision of confirmation that the survey plan has been registered.
Have a seconder, councillor O'Neill. Want to speak, councillor?
Just like to thank the landholder for the work that they've done, that they've offered to correct the realignment on the road, so it's only appropriate that we reimburse the landholder for the costs. This was associated with some other work they were doing, but we've got a lot of roads we've heard across the Maranoa that are off realignment, so here's one being fixed, which is great.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
9-0. LC3, tender 26014, Wallumbilla Swimming Pool Management Agreement. Councillor O'Neill.
I'll move the council, 1, select the trustee for the Mel Sutton Family Trust trading as Outback Swim School as the preferred tenderer, and authorise the Chief Executive Officer or Delegate to enter into negotiations in order of priority, options A, B, then C, with the preferred tenderer to achieve a management fee that is within council's existing budget, and to then formalise a contract to manage the Wallumbilla swimming pool. 2, endorse that if agreement is not reached, that all submissions be rejected and council recommence an approach to market for the management of the Wallumbilla swimming pool.
Have a seconder. Councillor Hancock, would you like to speak, councillor?
Thanks very much, Mayor. I think this resolution puts us in the best position for our CEO to negotiate a favourable outcome to see this particular asset continue to be open to our community in the short, medium, and long term. And I think options A, B, and C give the CEO the flexibility to get a positive outcome.
Thank you. Anyone against? Councillor Brompton.
I'd like to speak against this motion. It's difficult because of the constraints of confidentiality, but in order of the priority outcomes, I believe that one of them is too much of a premium amount to be offered, because once a precedent has been set, it's very hard to change that. So I'm not supportive of one of those options. I would be willing to do an alternate motion if this doesn't get up.
Thank you. Anyone else for? Councillor Hancock.
I'm supportive of the motion that's been put forward, because I think it gives the best opportunity for our CEO to go and negotiate. He's got to have something to negotiate with, and it gives him 3 options to negotiate, and he can put our best foot forward. I have confidence in him that he'll put the best foot forward first.
Thank you. Anyone else against? Councillor Davis.
Can I ask a question before sorry to stifle the debate. I just, through the Mayor to the CEO, Rob, are we missing something by not having a point in this resolution that says ultimately we will publicly share the amount. Under a normal circumstance, we would have a figure in there. Now, I understand that we're negotiating, so we're not going to do that now, but something must trigger that to be... well, it doesn't necessarily have to come back for a decision, but it needs to be...
How we record it.
Yeah.
I was just saying, councillor.
If I may, any contract that exceeds the threshold of $200,000, for example, will be it's publicly available on our contracts register. So that's publicly available then for anyone to see if it meets that threshold. But of course,
Is that in total or a per annum amount?
no, it's over the life of the contract. So in this case, like depending how many years the contract is, very clearly.
So I wonder if there's a point 3 and that a final report be presented at a future council meeting with
The outcome.
the outcome of the
details of the final
the details of the
negotiations.
final negotiations.
We can do that, yeah. Yeah, so I was just thinking through that we can do that.
Do you want to just read point 3?
That council be provided a final report with the outcome of the details of the final negotiations of the agreement.
I mean, if this motion was to get up, councillors, and it was either A, B or C, the expectation is not that for that report to be brought back final to be signing off the agreement. The agreement can just be settled, but just part of the outcome, providing it's in line with one of those options. Yeah, that's all right. Just want to make sure that that report isn't expected to come back before
you
sign
sign
the
it.
contract.
No.
Thank you. Just clarification.
Just make sure that's clear for you then.
If successful at the end.
Or upon
Execution.
execution. Thank you.
Yeah. Yep.
Thanks for that.
I'm happy to include that, Mayor.
Are you happy with that, Councillor Hancock?
I am.
Yep. Councillor Davis, speaking against?
Thank you. It's no secret. We all want the Wallumbilla pool to stay open. I also echo Councillor Brumpton's comments. I would be quite happy to support option A and option C. I do feel that gives the CEO, who I also have confidence in with negotiating for 2 rather than 3 options. I do feel that if we would be setting a precedent with the other option, so I will be voting against this today.
Anyone else like to speak for? Anyone else like to speak against? Would you like to sum up, councillor? We'll go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Against?
Yes.
5, 4. Thank you. LC4, tender 26009, lease on operation childcare centre, 85 to 91 Bowen Street, Roma. Do I have a mover? Councillor Hancock.
I move that council select Tanya Ray Sobey as a preferred tenderer for tender 26009, lease and operation of childcare centre located at 85 to 91 Bowen Street, Roma, Queensland 4455. 2, council authorise the chief executive officer or delegate to enter into negotiations with Tanya Ray Sobey. 3, final terms of the trustee lease for 85 to 91 Bowen Street, Roma, for the purpose of a childcare centre to be brought to a council meeting via a briefing.
Seconded by Councillor Davis. Would you like to speak, councillor?
Thanks, Mayor. Just this is exciting to be able to select a tenderer to open and operate a childcare centre in that building. I know it's one of your projects that you brought forward, Mayor, and thank you for having that foresight. And I think it's an exciting day that we're looking to support a childcare centre in our region when we hear that it is one of the top priorities of our community is to be able to get childcare for more families to come and more families to be able to work and live in our community.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Councillor Davis.
Thank you. I'd also, I'm obviously supportive of it, I second it. It is an ongoing issue, as we all know, and it would be really good to use that building. This is a step in the right direction, as the resolution recommendation says. Negotiation does have to happen and be in accordance with all of those requirements. But yeah, definitely happy to support the step in the right direction.
Yeah, I too am very happy to see this taking the next step forward. I think would be amazing if it happens, so that's good. Councillor O'Neill.
Thanks, Mayor. I'll speak in favour of this as well. We knew when we made the decision in the previous term to acquire the Old Endeavour building that it would lend itself to something like this. We didn't know what it would be. Obviously, the pressures that our communities, are facing in respect to housing and to childcare are still very present, and we are continuing to look at means to address and mitigate this issue, and this is one way to do that. I am really pleased to see that we've moved from an expression of interest phase to the tender phase, and I have everything crossed that this will come to fruition and it will start to increase the further standards of our livability in our community by offering, parents that work and in this day and age have to work to provide for their family to have a further option in terms of childcare, and that we can start to see the waiting lists that are present in our community diminish significantly. So I think this is a step in the right direction, and if we can make this happen quickly, then I think that will be a really positive outcome.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Would you like to sum up?
Yes, Mayor.
Yep. When you're ready, Councillor Burkett.
Yeah, I'd like to just endorse, follow on from my fellow councillors. I think definitely the last term we had some good ideas and everything, but it's finally coming to fruition in the right manner, and hopefully this all comes through. I'll cross all my appendages too, Councillor O'Neill, just so this gets across the line, because it's a flow-on effect if we can get all this in order for all occupations in the West, whether it's getting a doctor or a principal at the school. These things will get them over the line, so hopefully it comes through, and fully supportive.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Would you like to sum up, Councillor? We'll go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
Yes.
9-0. LC5, tender 26028, grazing of paddocks, Dargle Road, former police paddocks. Do I have a mover? Councillor Brompton.
I move that council accept the tender responses. Oh, sorry. No, I move that council 1 enter into agreement with Cheryl Rogers for the grazing rights for paddock 4, Dargle Road, Roma. 2, enter into an agreement with Kaylee White and Isaac Fitler for the grazing rights for paddock 5, Dargle Road, Roma. 3, enter into an agreement with Angus Mitchell for the grazing rights for paddock 6, Dargle Road, Roma. 4, enter into an agreement with Mark Thompson and Michelle Thompson as a joint application for the grazing rights for paddock 7, Dargle Road, Roma, as one tender amount. 5, enter into an agreement with Misty Emery for the grazing rights for paddock 8, Dargle Road, Roma. 6, delegate authority to the Chief Executive Officer or delegate to enter into negotiations with each successful applicant and execute the respective agreements with the term of the lease to be 2 years at the tendered prices, including a 60-day termination clause for any future development.
So it is the terms of lease. It says licence there. Is it lease or licence?
Lease or licence?
Through the chair, it's a grazing agreement.
Sorry?
It's a grazing agreement.
Right down the bottom, number 6, line 3.
It says with the term of the licence to be 2 years. Councillor Brompton actually said lease.
It says grazing licence agreement in the tender.
You said lease though.
Yeah,
Councillor.
sorry. So what is the word I should be using?
Licence.
Licence. I'll say number 6 again. Delegate authority to the Chief Executive Officer or delegate to enter into negotiation with each successful applicant and execute the respective agreements with the term of the licence to be 2 years at the tendered prices, including a 60-day termination clause for any future development.
Have a seconder? Councillor Vincent, would you like to speak, Councillor? Would anyone like to speak? Let's go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
9-0. Does anybody have anything else? Well, on that note, I'll say Merry Christmas. Thank you, CEO and the staff, for our year. We're all looking forward to a little break, so that'd be nice. But I really do want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and thank you for all you've done during the year. On that note, I'll close the meeting at 1:06 and we'll have some lunch. Thank you.